I won't miss. It's not done.
Alrighty, so here's the first bit of little tech. We have, this is pretty consistent, even if with the heaviest of, I mean, unless it's a knockdown, like a DP anti-air or something. You can pretty consistently, even if you get anti-aired with your jump in, your heavy punch triggers the explosion. You get you get a knockdown, you air reset, and you can usually combo with that. I mean, it's easier in the corner. And yeah, if you're in the corner, yeah, you can more reliably get just faster follow-ups like that. Yeah, a lot of tech to cover today, but beyond that, I also just wanted to demonstrate some, you know, high damaging, you know, reversal punishes, you know, high damage stun routes. I mean, look at the amount of damage you can output. Here, let me remove all of my resources because they don't matter. So that was no resources spent. Just one jump in and then one block reversal into. You can easily kill Akuma if you have super after that. Oh, damn it. Alright. I messed the last Schneide, but yeah. You can easily put Akuma in range for just like a single throw left to kill him on one block reversal. The damage output you can get on doing a setup and then blocking someone's reversal, getting an optimal combo in addition to the optimal like post-stun stuff you can do is pretty nuts. But speaking of other post-stun stuff you can get, here, you can also, not only can you just get like really high damage like that, in addition to that, you can, so long as you get, okay, so there is a spacing right here, or here, let me take him off stun. Okay, so there's a spacing exactly right here where you can do stand jab and it just barely whiffs, and you can get a dive kick after that. But it's much easier to set up in the corner. So if you get any stun on, like, you know, your last hit's Schneide or last hit's catapult, you set it up and then you immediately hit the jab right before they get up. You have even more time if it's after the uppercut to get this down. And then you can do that, and then you have like a three-way mix-up where, you know, your next hit could be, yeah, so that was a cross-up, but then I came on the same side. So you can do cross-up and then you're in the corner, cross-up and then you're in the mid-screen area, and then, or you can do just same side then same side. So yeah, a lot of options off of that. It's pretty frame tight, and I believe only certain characters, okay, parry characters can beat that setup, and some characters as supers will beat that setup, but I tested every single character's invincible anti-airs or like armor moves or anything. No one else can beat that. The closest to beating it would be Lucia, because her anti-air, her EXDP hits behind her, but you are able to block in time when you do the cross-up afterwards, so yeah. It's a pretty guaranteed setup, that one right there. You can also get into this in Trigger 1. You have two, like, astoundingly good activation points. Gunshot into activation with the orb setup. Even on block, you're plus so much. I could prove this, but here, yeah. So even on block, you do this and then activate, and you are plus so much that you can literally just get a free forward jump that is completely frame tight. Even a character with a frame 1 invincible anti-air, they're not going to be able to beat that. It is so much frame advantage. Yeah, but beyond that, if you were to do it in the corner, like say some corner setup, you can set it up like that as well. You have so much frame advantage on the low gunshot and activation that you can get 2 dash ups into a uppercut. Here, hang on. Like so. And, you know, you might think that Trigger 2... I mean, I said last time that I think Trigger 2 is better for this V-scale and just better overall, but there's some merits to this, to Trigger 1 as well. For example, some characters might not... okay, so you have Okay, you have Gunshot as a ricochet, which has incredible frame advantage, which allows you to, like, if they're blocking it, the ricochet shot, they're going to be totally locked down. You can get a V-skill out. But at the height that you can get that out, you need to be pretty far away from your opponent, except when you're doing it off of jumping medium punch, where at, like, the maximum space away, you can do that. And you're minus 17 there, which, you know, some characters can punish. A lot of people probably won't be ready for it, similar to, like you know, not everyone's gonna be constantly punishing Blanca's, Blanca balls, even if they could, but, so yeah, you can probably get out a V-skill like that. Problem is, not only can, you know, a knowledgeable opponent, with the right character might be able to punish that, in addition to that, I've, stated in much, like, a year or a year and a half ago that this, you know, jumping medium punch into the ricochet gunshot like this is not real in the first place. You cannot force the opponent to get locked down by this. If they're knowledgeable opponents, if they know how to beat this, they know that all they have to do is as soon as they see the cancel, just jump forward. Just jump over it. Falke won't be able to anti-air them. But more real setups, you can also just sort of... You can get better setups by doing the V-trigger gunshots, and then, you know, if they quick rise, they're pretty close. You're pretty safe against most characters, I would say. And so yeah, I mean, you can get that benefit. Now let's get back to talking about using the orb in neutral. I think that a really good way to use it is to use it to extend the range of your jabs. Like, turn your jabs into essentially, like, neutral controlling monster. You know, like, one hit like this from really far away will be, like, farther than almost any of your other normals in total. But it's a 4-frame button, you know. You're only whiffing for the time of a jab. It can't be jumped over. If you get it like this and they're blocking, you know, it'll just destroy any other button in neutral. Any other button that they might use to challenge it. It's just like, there's no really beating that. And if they block it, you're super plus. You against a lot of characters, you're so plus that you can just go for a full forward jump in. But not against characters with frame 1 invincible anti-airs. Anyone else, sure. If you just do that, you are free to get a jump in. However, I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that immediately, like just holding up forward, because if you get the hit, you're not going to be able to combo into anything. In any of... so, I would recommend just taking a dash forwards, because you will definitely have the frame advantage to do that, even on block. And so, yeah, I mean, you can use that to accentuate your footsies for, you know, one attack, and nothing's going to really be able to beat you there. Beyond this, low orb is also really good against fireballs. You can react to a fireball even from really far away, and then just crouch jab detonate it, and it'll catch the extended hurt box of the thrown fireball just easily on reaction, and then get a knockdown. So yeah, that's pretty good. Not every character, that won't work on every fireball, of course, because some fireballs don't have the same arcs or the same extended hurt boxes in the same places. This won't work on Rashid's because you won't be able to get your crouch jab out. If Rashid's throwing his fireball, it'll instantly your crouch jab hurt box will extend into his whirlwind shot, and it won't work. Yeah, other character, but this will work on most of the Shotos. This will work on Guile. It's pretty good, you know, as like you're following along, even this far away. If you see a boom or you see a fireball, you can just pop it and get a knockdown. So yeah, for characters with low jump arcs, like I believe Abigail, I think it's actually just physically impossible for him if you have the orb on screen, the high orb. I think it's just straight up not possible for him to jump over, say, like a Kugel in neutral, because the extra active frames covering that jumping region from the explosion will cover him, and it's very difficult for characters like Birdie or Zangief to get over it as well. But yeah, I've never seen, from all my attempts, I have never seen Abigail able to get over that. So the lower the character's jump arc, you know, the more effective that will be at making it so it's just not possible for them to jump over your moves. It's not just Kugel, you know, anything that triggers it, like forward heavy punch from Falke, so long as it detonates that orb, will make a similar issue so that it covers the jump arc a little more than it normally would. But yeah, it just makes it more difficult to jump, and it's pretty solid. And just to prove, this is an extension of something I was talking about last episode, or last video, whatever, fucking. To prove that, here, let me demonstrate something with Falke that I've also highlighted in previous videos from like years ago. So yeah, if you do, say, like standing heavy punch into the low gunshot, there is a gap that most characters can jump. Characters with slow jump startups like Abigail can't, but yeah, you can do that, and I have her doing Schneide as soon as possible, and it is not possible for her to get it out. Same with any of her other anti-airs, and same with EX Schneide, because you can safe jump it. So instead, but you know, to demonstrate the effectiveness of the mine, it is the fastest and also most rewarding anti-air that Falke has, because all it requires is a 4-frame crouching jab to detonate it, and then you'll get a trade, but you'll do that. You can follow it up with EX catapult. You can follow it up with regular catapult, with Schneide, anything into super and into V-trigger activation when you're already in V-trigger. Very rewarding anti-air, and also like the fastest anti-air that you can use in a pinch. Proven right here. There's nothing that works faster. Alrighty, a few other uses for orb in neutral. Low orb, you can do crouching heavy punch anti-air, and normally, if you do crouching heavy punch anti-air, you could do like catapult, but you would be very minus, you would be punishable. Normally, you're only like +4 or +5 afterwards. You definitely can't get a dash up, and you're nowhere near throw range, so you can't really start your offense with that. But if you do this, it meaties them, and if they block, the low orb like this, you are exactly +20, which means you can get a dash up and be 0, which is okay. You can also instead do Yeah, you can also instead trigger it with standing gunshot, which you can also do with this, the high orb instead. And you'll be plus 21 or plus 22, which means you get a full dash up. Like so. You can also get extra damaging anti-air with Schneide. Like that. If you're in trigger 2. By canceling the uppercut into the sternum.
It's not done. Handle this.
And you can get a lot of damage and or corner carry for that. I don't believe you can, even if you do that, I don't believe you can get an EX catapult after the orb explosion. Nope. But yeah, anyways, it's still pretty good. Last little thing for actually here. There's you can also use the orb as a double meaty setup by in the corner by immediately detonating it. I mean, there's of course, you know, other longer block strings that you can do, like here. So yeah, you can set up frame type block strings into explosion or do whatever you want, but you also have the ability to detonate it before they get up, even on quick rise. And this will trade, you know, you will get hit by like wake up 3-frame or 4-frame buttons if you do this because you are whiffing a jab, but the explosion covers both wake up timings and also punishes wake up reversals. And the whiff jab, the whiff stand jab, will avoid some wake up critical arts. Depending on how fast or slow the wake-up super is, you will be able to block the supers in time, and this does punish most reversals. I haven't tested. I don't know if they can wake up with a command throw and punish this without getting hit by the orb explosion. I haven't tested that, but yeah, this is a double meaty that also punishes wake-up reversals. So, you know, you can use that, but last I want to talk about is using the orb's just natural explosion without causing it to detonate, just waiting for it to explode. You can actually, you know, take advantage of this, and then, you know, at the right timing, you can do like a catapult and then, you know, have it explode. But, you know, you need to know exactly when it's going to detonate. So rather than trying to like count the timing or measure it based on how many seconds have passed or whatever, whenever you're sitting up in neutral, you know, you can usually see about how far it's going to reach. So if I were standing right here, it's going to reach, I would say, see that fence prong in the background of the stage, right behind Ryu's current pose now? This right here. It's going to reach about there. That's the total distance it's going to move. Both the high and low versions move exactly the same distance before detonating, and nothing can impede their progress, so that's the exact distance that it moves, and so you can, you know, as soon as you throw it out, you can see, you know, what space on the stage, looking at the background of the stage or the floor, because the background moves a little bit. You can, you know, determine as soon as you throw it out what space it's going to explode at, and then when it's getting nearer to that position, and it'll obviously be easier to do this on some stages rather than others because of how distinct the ground or the background features are, how much they move. But yeah, no, if you can get a good sense of where it's going to explode, then you can determine when you can throw out like a YOLO catapult. And make it plus on block or convert it on hit. So, yeah, you can take advantage of that as well.